Hi everyone, welcome. Here are the big takeaways from this Module 3 on sampling, or choosing participants for any study. Takeaway number 1, be sure you know these definitions. A sample is a group of people that is selected to participate in any research study, more specifically selected to represent a larger population of those types of people. A population is the complete set of individuals or events, all of them. Think of large groups that psychologists conduct research with, like adult women, or patients diagnosed with PTSD, or third grade children, large groups like that. Those are called populations. In any single study, we do not study all third graders, for example, just a selected few who are available to us. Those are called the sample, those people who are actually in the study. That's the sample selected from the larger population, ideally to represent the larger population. This relates to the second big takeaway from this chapter. Keep in mind the researcher's goal in sampling participants in any study. Psychologists want to make generalizations, right? They want to draw conclusions based upon a relatively small number of people who they want to represent themselves, that group, and all the other people who are unavailable to us in the larger population. Those other people, that larger group, that's called the population. All research operates this way. We want to make generalizations from the sample to the larger population. And finally, takeaway number 3 in this chapter, notice in any published research that we must question who in the sample might the authors be missing out on. Any research study, you always look at the sample. That is, because of how a researcher has chosen to select participants, they will always tend to oversample certain people who are simply more available to them, and undersample certain other people. In any research study, we watch for what's called unrepresentative sampling when thinking critically about findings about a large population. When you see a study that says, voters in the U.S., or college students, or adult women, knowing that the characteristics vary widely within these large populations, we want all of those characteristics to be represented in a specific study's sample. That's what makes it a good representative sample. So in summary, guys, the big takeaways from this first part, this module on sampling, or again, choosing participants, are these. Number 1, know the difference between a sample and a population, of course. And number 2, keep in mind the researcher's goal in sampling is to make generalizations, to draw conclusions, based upon studying only a relatively small number of people who we want to represent all of the other people in the larger population who are generally unavailable to us. Again, in any research study, remember we watch for critical thinking about any research study. We want to watch for unrepresentative sampling when thinking about findings about large populations. Those are the big takeaways, guys, from this first chapter topic on sampling. Thank you, everyone.